Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Bangers Bricks. Once again, we're back to reviewing a Lumibricks set, but in another new theme. This is the medieval theme this time. So this very impressively large set is the Lumibricks L9105 Kings Castle Treasury set. It has 3,209 pieces, 20 printed tiles, 5 characters, 16 lights, printed manuals, and it cost me £107, which is about $140. As always, I did buy this set myself. This is not sponsored. And so here we are to the set. It really is a huge set. So I've had to zoom out pretty far to try and get it all in shot. But yeah, this is what it looks like from the front. It is an amazing looking set. There is so much detail, which we will go through. So here we are starting at the top. It's got a very impressive turret with a light in the middle. Not massive amounts of detail, but I don't suppose it really needs it, considering it is just the decoration at the top. Moving down, the roof is all done in these nice panelled way, which is pretty uniform across with only some changes just to add a bit of variety. I do love all of the spiked details here along all of the sides and lovely detail above the door. And then moving down to the main view, lots to talk about here. These little braziers here are absolutely amazing. There are opening and shuttable doors, depending how you want to display, but it's nice to get that view straight down into there. The building itself is on kind of the first floor or second floor from my own colleagues. So it is raised up. I love the light coming through here in the stained glass windows, all done with different coloured transparent pieces, which I just do think looks absolutely lovely. And then we have down here some very nice stonework, a mixture of the big, ugly rock bricks, along with lots of different other shades and smaller pieces, especially forming cracks and everything in here, with some foliage too, just to break it up. Turning this now round to the side, you can see the stairs coming up here from the bottom, as well as this walkway here, which comes out of the set and out with a retractable drawbridge. This probably doesn't make much sense at the moment, but with the set that I've built for next week, then it will make a lot more sense as they do join together. And then here is the back, at the moment looking very plain, some nice detail here, but yeah, looks quite plain. However, this part does come off, and this whole section does slide out, giving an excellent look into the full throne room. Again, the detail in here is wonderful. There's a lovely throne on the right hand side where the king can sit, although with these Lumibricks characters the usual problems occur that unfortunately they can't sit, so which is why I've positioned the king in front, and all the treasure behind, of which there is lots, including some lovely glowing crystals, which I think is a nice touch. Otherwise, yeah, I think it looks fantastic. You can see all the printed tiles, lots of printed shields and pieces. I think it looks really pretty. Most of the wires are hidden really well, although you will see a couple hanging down, but that's to be expected, really. But yeah, it looks great. And what you can also see is a little step ladder here, which goes down into the underground bit. So the main build lifts off nice and smoothly from this bottom part, and you can see quite how extensive it is in this kind of cave system underneath. They've certainly put a lot of detail into here with multiple lights and all of this treasure detail here. It's very, very impressive. They, yeah, didn't didn't skimp on all the details. I especially love all the special secret entrances. So to start with, on the outside, you have a door that slides open here, which then allows this rock to rotate to go into here, and then you can open through this special door with that slide bit there to get into that treasure room. But there's treasure absolutely everywhere, and so many little details and printed tiles. Very, very impressive. As always, you can see here the link, the power link here. So that plugs into a similar type one but opposite on the floor above, which allows the power to go up to the upper floors, which means it's nice because as the power goes to the ground floor first, again, unlike the fantasy one from last week, when you take off the top one to have a look in the bottom one, it's actually properly lit, which I think is the right way round. What you also have here are some removable walls to allow access into some of these areas when the full set is assembled. There's one here, and then one at the back here, and then you can pull these bits out to do what you need to do with them without having to remove the top from the set. Although if I can give a hint, then don't push um, these all the way in. Because of the way that they're built, then if you push it in, then it tends to dip below these flat pieces, which makes it practically impossible to then remove. So yeah, you can see with this one, should be easy to remove. There we go, like that. But if you put it in too far, it does clip behind those plastic pieces. So yeah, don't put them in all the way and it'll make your life an awful lot easier. So here we have the selection of characters that is in this set. I think it's nice. I think it's nice and diverse. This was a slightly older set, so they haven't developed as much as the backstory for the characters. So they've all got simple names like King or Diplomat or Guard, rather than having the more detailed names and backstories and everything. But this is one of the sets where they've started to move into giving them more interesting characteristics. So, as a prime example of that, then the maid on the right is also an assassin spy who has a separate torso and helmet to go on instead of the one she's got there. I do like these characters, they really have grown on me. I think the prints are really impressive. The amount of detail that is on each of these sets is really, really good. Um, and the variety, as I said, is excellent. I do always love the little capes as well, and they're usually quite liberal about spreading them around. As always, if you don't like them, you can always replace them with a Lego alternative or have nothing at all, but I think they add a nice bit of character. So, to sum up my review of this set, I was really, really impressed. To be honest, I didn't think this looked the most impressive in the pictures. There's a set that I'll be doing next week, which kind of joins on to this, which I thought was the more impressive set. But actually, in hand, I think this is absolutely incredible. I love the different light sources and the way that they uh, come in and out, to simulate the fire. I love the amount of detail from the uh, windows, the stained glass windows, and I just think it's beautiful. I think it's very impressive that they actually added a whole section underneath the treasury itself. I think it adds an awful lot to the set and could easily have just been empty. There was no need to make that as detailed as it is. but I just think it's wonderful. All the little hidden entrances. Again, lots of nice gold pieces, although the more goldy coloured as opposed to the nice metal ones that we saw last week with the fantasy set. But even still, I think it is a beautiful looking set. It's huge, really, really impressively sized. Good amount of characters, lots of different ones. I like the bit with the spy having two different bodies, again, just giving you options for how you want to display. I think it's an amazing set. Yeah, I don't think there's actually anything really negative to say about it, except of course that you'll need a lot of space to display it because it is really quite big. But yeah, that's to be expected when you buy a big set. But yeah, I think it's absolutely amazing and would 100% recommend that anyone pick this up, especially if you can get it cheap like I did. So thank you for joining us again at Bangers Bricks. If you'd like to support the channel, then please do like and subscribe. If you're interested in buying any of these sets direct from Lumibricks, then please consider using our code in the description to this video. It really does help the channel, and hope to see you next week.